I want to say Barak Day Hawa, Barak Day Hawashai, Barak Day Hawa, Barak Day Hawashai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. And salutation to you brothers out there doing this work of truth sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth sincerity. The topic on this is that he that leadeth to captivity shall go into captivity. Revelations 13:9 and 10. If a man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And who have led our people into captivity, going into you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, the so-called white man and the other nations. So the Lord is going to seek vengeance upon the so-called white man and the other nations by doing what? Putting them into captivity under you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, starting off with the elect of Israel. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword, and a modern day sword is the gun, man. Throughout history, the so-called white men have slain you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans with the sword. Even now, he's slaying you with the sword. His what you call so-called cops, which I call them Roman guards, is quick to shoot you, or in other words, assassinate you. Even with your with your back turned or with your hands up. But ultimately, that is all a judgment of Yahweh Shemel Shai killing you wicked niggas off. But that's also going to brew up the racial wars. Again, I'm going to bring this back. Revelations 13:9 and 10. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. And the saints are you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, starting off with you with the elect, man. This is Jeremiah 30:7. Salaki, that's not what I wanted. Jeremiah 30:16. It says, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured. And who devoured you? The so-called white man and the other nations, man. They get together and have meetings on how to keep you niggas destroyed, man. That's why the Most High, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Yahweh being the Father and Yahweh Shai being the Son, have set a remnant apart to speak these words, to speak his words. The scriptures tell you in Baruch 2:31, for in the land of their captivity, they shall remember themselves. And are we not remembering ourselves? Are we not knowing that Yahweh Shemel Shai is the true name of the Father and the Son, and that we're the Israelites? We're the true sons of God. So let me bring this back. Jeremiah 30:16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And there you go, man. Every one of them shall go into captivity. Not some of them. Every one of them, man. So the Most High is going to have vengeance because you have touched the apple of his eye, you so-called white people, and you other nations, being you Chinese, you Japanese, you Arabs, and you dirty, stanky Hamites, which you so-called Africans. And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey. Let me get this here. This is Galatians 6:7. It says, be not deceived, the Most High is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he reap. And what the so-called white man sow and reap. Well, let's get it. This is John 10:10, which is twofold. This is going into you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans, but also the so-called white men. It says, the thief cometh not, but to steal and to kill and destroy. Did he not come over here to the west hemisphere of the world and take this land from the natives and the Hispanics and put them in slavery, and was killing them off? The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. And this is what this devil sow, and this is what he also shall reap. I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Who going into you so-called Black Hispanics and Native Americans? Pretty soon when this nation, this kingdom, America, aka Babylon, is taken down, the Most High is going to put his people back into that rightful position that they belong. And we would not go off anymore, man. We would not break law, statutes, commandments, and be put in a predicament of slavery anymore, man. This is Deuteronomy 30:7. Because the curses that's put on us will come back to them. And what is that? Slavery, man. Captivity. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. So we ain't just only have one enemy as in Esau, Edom. We have many enemies as in the other nations. And on them that hate thee, which prosecuted thee. This is Isaiah 14:1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel. So the Lord will always have mercy upon you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. On this side, 2/3 of you are going to die, but you're going to come back in a kingdom through the loins of the elect and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall join with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them, and the land of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, for servants and handmaids. And another word for servant is slave. So we're going to possess you for slaves, man, and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, who captives they were. So all those that led us into captivity shall go into captivity, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So we're going to rule over our oppressors, man. This is the book of Psalms 149, and I'm going to start at 6. Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishment upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. This is Psalms 2:8. It says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the othermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So, hey, man, that's what the Lord is going to bless and give unto the so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, starting off with the elect of Israel. All of the other nations are going to go into captivity under you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That is the will of the Most High, and it will be so. But I like to say, Barak Day Yahweh, Barak Day Yahweh Shai, Barak Day Yahweh, Barak Day Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there that's doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. And Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in true sincerity. I like to say Shalom.